Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth to Sports coming to you with another segment. And this is part of the segment that I do called Ex Colorado Buff Update, where I do an update on some of the ex Colorado Buffs who was obviously playing at Colorado, and I became fans of them. Then they transferred to other schools. So I try to keep up with them stat wise, and I try to keep up with their team's progression. And I have a new one that actually came from a request from one of the supporters of my channel left it in the comment section, and I actually thank them because it's giving me more material to use on this page. And this ex Colorado buff was Jordyn Tyson. And again, I received this request for a support in the comments. And she said this is one of the best players that they lost in the portal. And of course, I didn't really know who he was. And so I did my research. And this guy is very, very good. They lost a very good receiver. So let's go ahead and get right into it. At Colorado, he went 22 receptions for 470 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was part of that one-win team, but he was, for a one-win team, he actually did pretty good. While he was at Colorado in 2022, he was their leading receiver with reception yards of 470. He also led the team in touchdowns with 4, and he averaged 21.4 yards per catch, which is excellent. The leading passer, who was JT Strout, he only had 1,200 yards for the season, and 470 of those yards went to Tyson. So he was the main target on a bad team, and getting those yards is a lot because if you have a bad team, you probably have a bad line. If you have a bad line, you don't have much time to run routes, which means you don't get a lot of passing attempts, you don't get a lot of catches, etc. So for him to pull out those numbers on that type of team, and the quarterback who only have 1,200 yards for the season passing, and he had 470 yards, almost half of those yards, that's saying a lot about him. So out of the 12 games that they played, he led them in passing yardage 4 times. Stroud, again, only passed for 7 touchdowns, and 4 of those touchdowns went to Jordyn. So most of his passes went to Jordyn Tyson, and then most of his touchdowns went to Jordyn Tyson. So now after that, he transferred. He went through some things with, while he was transferring. But anyway, I don't want to get into anything negative, but he transfers to Arizona State. And I think it's 2 other players there at Arizona State that came from Colorado as well. Alton McCaskill is one of them. And then it's a tight end that also transferred, but he didn't really play for Colorado. The tight end actually came through Colorado for spring. He didn't like it, then he transferred to Arizona State. So he actually had 0 stats for Colorado. That's why I didn't add him. But anyway, it's 2. He went with 2 other players from Colorado. So right now at Arizona State, they are ranked 21 in the nation. They're tied for second in the conference at 5-2 with our state right now. So far this year, he has 58 receptions, 833 yards, and 9 touchdowns. That's an excellent season. He's pushing 1,000 yards with 2 games to go. He's leading his team in receptions. Well, he's led his teams in receptions 6 out of their 10 games. He leads the teams in receptions, reception yards with 833, and he's leading them by far in that category. He leads the receivers in touchdowns with 9. The closest ones to him only has 2. So he is their #1 target. He's number 2 on the team as a whole in touchdowns with 9. The only person that's in front of him is their star running back who's pushing 1,000 yards. His name is Cam Scatteraboo. He has 11. Everybody knows about Cam Scatteraboo. Excellent running back. Excellent running back. So that's the only person he trails as far as touchdowns. And so right now, he's a bowl team. He's bowl eligible, obviously. They could also win the conference championship depending on what happens in front of them. But they're in a good position, too, to finish first and to go into a championship game, depending on how these last 2 games fall, and could possibly make the playoffs. That's a stretch, but it is what it is. But this kid that was recommended to me is very, very good. Jordyn Tyson, when I looked at his stats, it surprised me. I didn't know who he was, but I know who he is now. So he's probably going to be another 1,000-yard receiver, and he would have done very well on the Colorado's team. But he did what he thought was good for him, and it's working out for him. His team is winning, and he's winning and being productive. So good for him, and to the person who left the comment for me, the suggestion, I appreciate it. I'll show your name. I don't want to say your name, but I'll say your name in my little video because some people don't like their names being mentioned. But I'm gonna keep up with him now. I didn't see if he was a senior or a junior, but if he's come back another year, I'm gonna keep up with him until he leaves the school. So it's been Hunt 919 Truth to Sports. Ride with me. It's been Hunt 919 Truth to Sports. Ride with me.